Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Straight Facts Commentary where I give you my unpopular opinions in everything pop culture. So please stick around and subscribe for more. Hey y'all, I am back again with another video, and in today's video, you see the title, we are going to be reviewing Megan Thee Stallion's new album, self-titled Megan. So if you're interested in that, female rap, pop, conspiracy theories, trending topics, my unpopular opinions, whatever I feel like getting into for real, then go on ahead and subscribe and let's get into this video. Okay, so if you are new here, I don't really do track by tracks when I do reviews. I just talk about the songs I liked, the songs I didn't, and my overall feel or perception for the album. Now, with this album, I'm probably going to talk about most of the songs, but in case there are some songs that are left out, it's not technically a track by track review. Okay, so let's kind of get into it. Now, I kind of want to do a little debriefing about how I felt going into this album. I wasn't initially like super pumped for the album, and the reason why is because I didn't really care for like a lot of the singles like Boa, Cobra, just a few of the singles. Hiss, yeah, it was fine. Like I wasn't in love with the singles. So with that being the case, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about the album when it comes. But let's go ahead and get into the review. So the first track is Hiss. Which makes sense, honestly, that being the title track to open the album with, like open it with a bang, open it with her number one song, open it with like the alleged diss to like Drake, and then we know Nicki was whacked or whatever. So it makes sense that this would be the perfect song to kind of get things rolling. Not gonna review this song because we already talked about this a long time ago when it came out. So next up is Rattle. Okay, this one is also allegedly a Nicki jab. Like people online are saying that this is supposed to be a hit at Nicki because she goes, saying she ain't got no tea on me, this whole thing she TMZ, and I believe that's in reference to because Nicki Minaj mentioned on Bigfoot that she had like other things she was gonna drop about Megan Thee Stallion, the things that she's done, the things that she's lied about or whatever. So, there's other installments to Nicki Minaj's disses, and basically Megan Thee Stallion is saying there isn't any tea on me, no additional information. So that was interesting. I'll be honest, when I first heard this one, I didn't care for it that much, but after I listened to the album a few more times, I was like, okay, this is actually decent. This is actually decent. And I actually really love the flow of the chorus where she's like, can't be too many, can't be too many. I don't know, there's something really catchy about that part. There's also like alleged jabs at Kelsey here because people at first were thinking it had something to do with her addressing Nicki Minaj and her kids, but I think people are saying it's actually Kelsey and her kids because she mentioned saying, it's been 4 years. Why don't you let it go and focus on your kids and your family and like stop thinking about me? And people were thinking that that was in reference to Nicki, but it could be in reference to Kelsey as well, is what people are saying. So you guys let me know who you think she's talking about in this song, but this is one of the diss records and it's dissing someone. Okay, the next track I'd love to mention is Figaro. This one is definitely giving me rap battle, rap beef vibes. It's cocky, it's outspoken. It's definitely giving like a classic Megan in terms of that boastfulness, that cockiness. Also, I noticed that the delivery was very interesting on this one. Like, I don't know if anybody noticed, but it feel kind of like rattled and slurred in a way, like the type of flow and energy on this one. Also, she said, I'm a mother effing brat, not a Barbie. So a lot of people were talking about that online. And they were like, oh, that was another Nicki jab, da 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 da. She's setting herself apart from like Nicki, which would make sense for her to do. I really like the beat on this one, and I like when she was like, ho, 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 ho. Like the way she's saying it is very like in your face, and it's very like, okay, like damn, she's coming to talk her ish or whatever. So I like this one. The vibe of it was very different, I feel like, from the last two songs that we just heard, which would have been Hiss and Rattle. The next song I'd like to mention is Where Them Girls At, okay? And she actually teased this one a while ago. She didn't drop it, but she teased it. And it's like obviously the summer single, probably the next song that she's gonna push. It's really cute. I like the beat. I love the energy. It's giving club banger. It's giving shake that ass. It's giving drop that. Like I can definitely see this being the next song that's going to have, like, a music video or a dance challenge attached to it or something like that. I really like it. You guys let me know how you feel about "Where Them Girls At." Okay, the next song that I'd like to mention is "Broke His Heart." This is a sex song, which I'm totally cool with that. What I will say about this one is I really like the beat. The beat knocks, like, it's really good. There's something that feels, like, early 2000s about the beat. I'm not sure, it has, like, this nostalgic feel. It might be sampled, but I'm not sure what the sample is. If it is, somebody can let me know. But the only thing I didn't really care for about this is I didn't really like the chorus, like, "This pussy broke his heart, yeah, broke his heart, this pussy" or however she goes. Like, it's just not catchy, and I know that part's supposed to be, like, the chorus or the part that draws you in the most, but I don't really like the chorus like that. The beat's really good though, so if anything, I would go back to it for that, but yeah, probably not gonna go back to this one. Okay, so next is BAS featuring Kyle Rich. The production of this one sounds familiar or similar to another sound or song I've heard before. There isn't really anything interesting about this one. I like the beat though and the sample. But outside of that, like this one just isn't really my favorite, like lyrically, subject matter wise, or sound wise. It just nothing really sticks out to me about this one personally. Okay, so next song is Otaku Hot Girl. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Forgive me. But I love, love, love the anime inspiration on the intro. This one was so funny and cute. Like the intro like set me off guard. I was like, huh? I love how she's embracing her love of anime and anime references. I love the beat and the overall feel of this song. It feels very like twinkly, if that makes sense. I love how she says arigato, arigato. Like it's very cute. It's just like kawaii, kawaii. Like if you're into anime, if you're into all of that type of stuff, then this is perfect to put on. Like you're doing a cosplay, you're doing a cute little thing. Like this is the perfect thing to have in the background of like say your Instagram video or your whatever you're doing. Like perfect. Very adorable. Love that. Next notable mention for me is Find Out. Oh my gosh, I really, 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 really love this song. I really, really love it. It's like classic Megan, but a little bit more sensual. Like normally she just cuts straight to the point and she's very like straightforward and it's like just straight up sex, whatever. But this is a little bit more dialed back and sensual and steamy and mysterious and I really like that feeling. Well, it seems like it's about messing around with a dude that might have a girl, which is a little toxic, but however, outside of that, the sound of the song itself is good. It has a great vibe, a great beat. Like I would play this like late night car drive or late night house chilling, sipping. Like this is perfect. Perfect type of vibe. It just makes me want to whine, like all sexy. And it gives like sneaky link vibes. Like if you have a sneaky link, like this is perfect for that. I would like to see a video for this song. Like I would love to see, but I have a feeling like this is not going to get pushed as a single, but I would like it to be. I could totally see a video for this. Like imagine like the Boy Is Mine type vibes by Ariana Grande video, but like for Megan. Like that's what it's giving to me. Anyway, the next song I'd like to mention is Mamushi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, guys. Please. But I really like this one too. It had like a dark, vibey energy to it. I really love the feature as well. I think his name is Yuki Chiba. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. I like how he was speaking Japanese. She was speaking Japanese throughout parts of the song. His feature was really, really good. It was unique. It was different. I think that having a Japanese speaking person then also you speaking Japanese too adds to the flair and the uniqueness of this album. So I really appreciated that. Next song I'd like to speak about is Accent featuring Glorilla, and I really don't have much to say about it. I thought the Glorilla feature was gonna hit out of the park because we had Wannabe featuring her and Glorilla, right? But this song just fell flat to me. Like I don't really have anything to say about it. It's just not that great. It's like okay. Production overall was boring, cadence, flow, beat, like nothing stood out to me on this record. Like nothing, not even Glorilla's parts. Like Glorilla's parts were fine. Like it's not awful. So if it came on shuffle, like I'm not gonna like say turn this shit off, but also I'm not gonna go out of my way to look for it either. It's just fine. Okay, so next song that I'd like to mention is Paper Together featuring UGK. I think it's really cool that she got a UGK sample. Like, that's pretty iconic. If you know anything about UGK and listen to classic hip hop, like, that's great. And I'm sure she's very, very happy that she got a feature with them. But outside of it being UGK, it's just not that great. It's a passable record to me. Um, Overall it's just boring and uninteresting. There was nothing really like stand out about it. Like UGK's parts weren't even that great. It was okay. In comparison to like UGK songs, like nah, this verse was not that great. And Megan's was passable on this one too. It's like fine, whatever. Not really anything worth mentioning. Next song that somebody's probably gonna eat me up for because it's probably a fan favorite because of Victoria, is the song Spin featuring Victoria Monet. Again, just not really my favorite. Like, it's just outside of Victoria's singing, like, her singing was great. She did a great job on like, Victoria's part was great, but Megan's parts for this one were just kind of, like, uninteresting to me. Boring cadence-wise. The beat was great. Like, a lot of the production on this album was really great, the beats and stuff like that, but I didn't really care for the song, outside of Victoria Monet's part. So, if anything, I might revisit for that, but other than that, that's the standout for me is Victoria. And the next song I'd like to mention is Downstairs DJ, mainly because of the subject matter. Like, I just wasn't expecting it. So, okay, so it caught me off guard. So, I think that is the main reason of why it's a mention for me, not because it's my favorite track, but because I was like, "Oh, okay." I wasn't expecting to get a song about how she's, rubbing the thing or whatever. I thought that was it honestly made me laugh for some reason, opposed to me getting like, oh, like, sexy feeling from it. It made me laugh for whatever reason. So you guys let me know how you feel about that. But okay, so kind of moving into like my generalized thoughts on the album, different things that I noticed, and the overall feel for the album. I noticed that there weren't like a whole lot of features on this album, which is actually cool because that means she kind of prioritized just making songs with just her. And, I think that that's cool when artists kind of focus on just themselves because if we remember, Doja Cat did Scarlet and there was not a single feature on that album at all, which is pretty ambitious. And for this album, I noticed that Megan didn't really have a whole lot of features, and the ones she did have, they weren't like super huge name features. Like I was expecting to see like Doja or I don't know, the City well, maybe not the City Girls, but maybe like I don't know, just like more female rap collabs and like huge male rap collabs and things like that. But I noticed it was mostly her on this album, which is actually really ambitious. Also, another thing that I did notice is that this album is like traditional hip hop. And what I mean by that is it's not like a whole lot of pop or anything super experimental on this album outside of the genre hip hop itself. Like, it's a pretty hip hoppy album. It doesn't give like too much pop or R&B or kind of going outside of that. It feels like a hip hop project. It doesn't really dibble and dabble outside of hip hop too much. It kind of stays within that realm outside of the anime references. Overall, this album has a very interesting vibe. It has like this dark, mysterious type of energy. I think that this project and era has the best visuals that I've ever seen from her. It's probably the most put together era and rollout and project for sure. Production wise, from start to finish, the promo, the rollout, everything has been pretty consistent. It's a pretty sleek, pretty polished album. Also, what I will say is the production was really clean, really polished, but not super interesting or exciting. I think the most interesting and exciting parts were the anime references and a couple of samples, but outside of that, the production was pretty simple. A lot of chill beats overall, with the exception of a couple. While the production was good, I think it was kind of like simple, if that makes sense. I liked a lot of the different cadences and energies that different songs bring. But I will notice that her flow pretty much stayed the same throughout, like mostly. There were like some flow, switch ups throughout, but for the most part, her flow has stayed pretty much the same. But there was energy differences between songs, like softer songs or harder songs, but overall, her flow remained kind of constant. I will also say that I feel like minus the anime references. Like, say if there wasn't like any of the anime references and like anime samples and things like that, this album would feel a little familiar to me. It would sound like a traditional Megan Thee Stallion album in my opinion, minus some of the anime stuff. I think the anime stuff really takes it up a notch and really sets it apart from a lot of her previous work. But without that, I think it would sound similar to some other things that I've heard from her before. What I will say too is that this album sounds very modern. Like, it sounds like something that would come out this year. You know, like, that's a good thing. That's actually a really good thing. To sound like the album is current, it's fresh, it's new. It doesn't sound like something that is old, and it doesn't sound like something that, you know, how you can kind of tell if songs were written 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 6 years ago type of deal. It doesn't sound like that. It sounds like something that she's been actively working on, that is a newer, fresher, you know, up to date version of a Megan Thee Stallion album. It sounds like a this year album, but the thing is, I don't know how often I will probably play a lot of these songs into, you know, years to come. Like, is it going to be like one of those albums where it's like I'm going to be banging it in 2026, you know? Like, it's going to outlast this year, and it's going to be like one of those, you know, proclaimed albums of like, you know, this album is really going to like stand the test of time in a few years type of thing. So, I want to give you guys like my favorite tracks. Mamushi, definitely Find Out. Ataku Hot Girl. Where Them Girls At, Figueroa, and Rattle. Those are definitely like my main songs that I like. So I'd say I like half the album. Like half the album, I'm like, okay, these are my takeaways. I think this is one of her most different projects in terms of the anime references and the snake theme. I think this is one of her most polished projects, due to like the rollout, the promo, and the visuals. Very clean. Is this my favorite Megan album? No. Is it a bad album? No. It's not bad at all. There is a lot of songs that, after I listened to the album more than once, I listened to it 3, 4, or 5 times, I was like, yeah, there's solid takeaways from here for sure. The initial listen, I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this, but I had to listen to it a few times to really gather my main takeaways. I think the album will do well. I don't feel like it's gonna sell horribly. Megan is doing good right now, so I'm expecting the album to do well. I guess we'll see what the overall reception is from, you know, fans in the GP soon. But let's go ahead and get into what just some initial reactions to the album have been. Okay, so here are some initial comments. I'm a brat, not a Barbie. Is lethal trash. Baby, you either a brat or a Barbie. You're a WWE doll. No versatile, and the lady rapping in Japanese. So what? Why can't she rap in Japanese? And when Nikki said something back, I don't want to hear, or when she say something back, I don't want to hear nothing. Let's keep it real. She sucks. LMFAO ABC123. I ain't never pressed skip so many times in my life. Self-titled album and it's still trash. Stream Bigfoot. And y'all think that this is better than Pink Friday 2? Y'all are really delulu. She be having to bring up Nicki in every album just so we can listen. Same flow, same topics, no versatility. She's talking about Kelsey and not Nicki Minaj. She knew not to bring up that Sagittarius again. Tomatoes, y'all was telling her to clap back for the longest. Now y'all want her to shut up, of course. The album is 5 out of 10. Nicki this, Nicki that. LOL, I love how the Barbs think Megan's every breath is dedicated to that lady. Trash. She keeps picking and then want to be the victim. I don't like that because this is the second time she dissed that woman out of nowhere for nothing. Nicki ain't dropped ish or tweeted ish about Megan, but somehow y'all want to say Nicki doing too much if she respond. I'm sorry, this was her most versatile album. She has much slower paced songs than fast, and BAS is over a damn drill beat. She's speaking in Japanese too. I love this album. Went to her concert and everything about her and Glow gives star quality. Like that user said, it's a play once and forget about it type album. Y'all see how she's picking and y'all let her play victim when she gets bopped upside her head. Please remember, but Nicki won't respond. She's on a sold out world tour. Megan had to cancel dates because she don't have because they don't buy into the foolishness overseas. But I think I'm starting to appreciate that Meg at least has an identity. She's been consistent in her sound from the beginning and has represented herself as a black woman from the beginning. A lot of other artists have serious identity issues. Cough, cough, lotto. Oh my gosh. Y'all don't understand. She's making the music she wants to make. Either you F with it or you don't. Everyone is not the same and shouldn't be. But my fave drag was the Iggy bars. Lord, y'all, it's clear she's talking about Kelsey. It's been 4 years. That should have gave it away. You know what's crazy? Everyone be hyping for her music in the Shade Room comment section, but never actually show up to buy those units where it really matters. Megan is having an incredible year. She should be in the big three discussions, but y'all are not ready for that conversation yet. Okay, you guys. So that's it for some initial reactions. How are you guys feeling about the album? Like I said, like I don't think it's a bad album at all. I do have some takeaways, some songs that I'm definitely throwing on the playlist. But do you feel like it'll last the test of time? You guys let me know. And that's it for this one. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.